2025 has been a very learning year for us. I'm incredibly proud of the impact we've made in our classrooms, especially noticing the academic outcomes that we have across our classrooms. I think this year we continue with the same trajectory of having close to about 70% increase from last year to this year, which is amazing. Some schools we saw 100% increment in their academic outcomes. And some of these schools are schools that have not performed really well for like 7 years before Lead for Ghana got into those schools. So to see the academic outcomes numbers from the data that we are receiving has been incredible. We've seen a lot of increase in student attendance in school as well, which is very encouraging, which means they're spending more time in school and not spending time on farms and other areas that may put them into harm's way. So in terms of the classroom outcomes, I'm incredibly proud. I'm also proud that this year we were able to be in close to about 100 schools, secondary schools. There are 700 secondary schools in Ghana, so 100 as one out of 7 secondary schools. We reached close to 300,000 children, which is incredible, which means this 300,000 kids' life trajectory is different. It was shifting in a positive way. It's a very proud moment. We also, help employ more than 300 young people, not just give them employment, but also give them the exposure to understand educational challenges within the country, give them the leadership development that they need to become excellent leaders in the future. So whilst we are helping develop the leadership capacity of young people, giving them employment, training them to become excellent teachers, we are also impacting the lives of young people in the classroom, which are our learners and students. So that's an incredibly proud moment for us as far as 2025 is concerned. We also brought on board 2 board members. One comes from the World Bank, the other is from Shell Foundation. These are 2 individuals that are going to add incredible experience and knowledge to the Lead for Ghana ecosystem, and I cannot wait to work very closely with them. I think I'm also quite proud of the entire staff of Lead for Ghana. I think everyone has just showed up their best way possible. And it's a very young organization run by young people, which is quite encouraging because in our context, you don't get to see that. So to see a lot of young people that are working incredibly hard to make sure that this country is not the same as they met it is very inspiring and very encouraging. And I can only hope that we keep doing that in the years to come. So these are the things that I've been quite proud of for Lead for Ghana this year.
It's been amazing. We've had some significant successes as a programs team. One of the main successes I want to highlight is our shift. Well, not a shift really, but our move from the senior high and junior high level to the primary levels. We have maybe worked in 1 or 2 schools at the primary level, but not like a mainstream program outlay. But this year we decided that, we had to move there. The reason being that we've operated like for the better part of 10 years at this junior high and senior high levels. But we did realize in half of those years that some of the issues that is preventing us from hitting our goals for our students really stems from the primary levels. There are significant gaps that needs to be addressed at the primary level. So this year is the year we decided that, we're going to get into those spaces. And we had to make some significant changes to our program. So right from recruitment, selection, school selection as well, assessments for students, program support, everything had to change to be able to allow us to support our associates and support our students well. And we've been able to do that. There's a lot more work that needs to be done. Obviously, there's our first year. There's going to be lessons that we learn as we move. But we're really excited that we actually entered the space now, because then we get to see how the support that we provide increases student outcomes overall.
2025. This year, what I'm most proud of is the fact that we're able to stabilize our financial and administrative systems during a very constrained and uncertain period. The department did a lot of work around, making sure that the organization is very compliant, audit ready, and then improving our operational processes despite funding delays and difficult decisions that needed to be made along the line. In particular, what the department did was to tighten grant tracking, improve budget discipline, and strengthen internal controls, which went a long way to help us make clearer and more defensible financial decisions at a time when that clarity really mattered.
Well, first of all, I'm proud of the fact that this year we started building our own technology. I'm also proud of the top 2 apps we built, being the recruitment portal and the student tracker app. With the recruitment portal, we're able to have a seamless recruitment process of associates. This year, we received almost 7,700 applications, and the system we designed was able to filter out the ineligible applications and then pass on a certain number of applications for grading.
The key moments in 2025 always included the leaders of our programs reflecting on their individual journey, going back to where it all started, and really figuring out how they have become the leader they are today. We truly believe that leadership is not set in stone, but we have to understand where we're coming from, and we have to be very intentional where we're going. So in each and every single workshop where our leaders, our program participants did just that, the lights went on.
So the biggest challenge for us this year was managing cash flow against multi-year conditional funding while still meeting program commitments. And this required careful, revenue recognition, tighter cost controls, and difficult restructuring decisions to align staffing and operations with actual funding reality. Administratively, capacity constraints added some level of pressure, so we focused on simplifying processes, prioritizing core compliance requirements, and improving coordination between finance and other program teams as well as other departments to reduce risk and also to manage uncertainties.
I think the challenges that we've had, we've had them for quite a number of years, and that's essentially how to create a very scalable approach to teacher support. When it comes to lesson observations, for instance, it's something that needs to be happening constantly. But then also when you take into account the cost element, when you take into account the logistics that is involved, that's something that we knew right from the get-go that it's not scalable, especially as we try to reach hundreds and hundreds of schools and thousands of students. So this year we try to really figure out how we can blend a virtual and then an in-person approach to associate support. We still haven't cracked the code. It's been a fine balance that we're trying to achieve, but there is the opportunity for us to continue to think and discuss this whole challenge and see what's doable for us as a team.
Challenges. I mean, I think every year comes with its own challenges. 2025 has had a very interesting turn. We had a couple of plans for scale and growth, and all this, of course, is depending on cash flow and the financial firepower to reach more schools and to reach more children and to help change systems more broadly. I don't think we hit our financial target for this year, which means we couldn't execute on some of our growth plans. And so that's a lesson for us to take a step back and figure out how do we build a very strong, sustainable model that enables us to scale as and when we want to. I think another thing that we're also learning from is being very selective of which opportunities to grab and which opportunities not to grab, which partnerships to get into and which partnerships not to get into, which partnerships to exit from at the right time. So beyond the cash flow is also relationship building and figuring out which relationships make sense to get us to our one day and which relationships do not make sense. So I guess those are the learning points for us. The thing that we are taking into the future has to do with more of encouraging schools in Ghana to be more data driven. so that the solutions that are being implemented are coming from a place of factual information. And I believe that even if we have 60% of the data right, it is better than having zero culture of data collection. And that's the one thing we've noticed this year. It's the culture of data collection in our schools and our classroom needs to be much more rigorous across the entire system. So we want to be in a position where we are helping the government work on data collection, data analysis, so that policies are driven by data and they're not being implemented arbitrarily. The other thing we're taking into the future is just being very conscious about how technology, especially artificial intelligence, is shaping learning in classrooms, and how do we make our students across Ghana ready for this new wave of shift that is coming, and also to make them more globally competitive when they come into the same spaces with their colleagues from other parts of the world. So artificial intelligence is definitely at the forefront of what we want to do, but then again, that's also dependent on data. So as we're encouraging schools and the government to be more data-driven, collecting data and analyzing data, then we can leverage on this data to train models that would help better support our students and young people that we are dealing with.
We noticed that most programs focus on the leaders that are visible in the org charts. But what's with the leaders, the invisible, the hidden organizational heroes who do not pop up as a mid or senior level leaders? We're talking about the metric leaders. We're talking about the senior advisors. We're talking about all the individuals who move and shake a company, but are not necessarily part of the official org chart. These are the leaders that often fall through the cracks and do not get considered in these leadership development programs. So we decided to set up our first cohort program. Offering a leadership development program is usually only the first step. Because during and after these sessions, we noticed together with our clients that there are some gaps in the system and in the structures that we help to improve. And a leadership development program only addresses one angle. So in 2026, we're expanding our approach. We are offering not just the leadership development programs, but also the necessary consulting services around it.
Technology and innovation has contributed to the success of Lead for Ghana in several ways. First of all, in the recruitment process, the recruitment portal we designed was able to process a large number of applications seamlessly and was able to progress applicants from the application stage to assessment center. Secondly, the student tracker app we built is currently being used in classrooms. It works offline, and we all know that in many schools there is very low connectivity, very poor connectivity. So it's important that the apps we build are offline first. So we are able to collect data in all the classrooms in which we have associates, and we have data on attendance and performance per subject, and that really enables us to make data-driven decisions and also tell a story of the impact we are making as a nonprofit. Looking forward to 2026, I'm really excited about the integration of artificial intelligence into our tech products. We are really going to get involved in EdTech. So we would have two main products: an AI-powered app for students learning. This would enable students to learn at their own pace, and based on the answers provided, would be able to design interventions to fill the gaps in the students' knowledge. The second app would be an AI-powered app for teachers, and this would enable teachers to design lesson plans as well as to have teaching aids that would enable them to teach better so students can grasp the concepts they are teaching.
For 2026, I feel like there's a lot more to be done. We only scratched the surface when I talk about foundational literacy and numeracy. 2026 is going to be the year that we really go full scale with foundational literacy and numeracy. That would mean a lot of collaborations with other not-for-profit organizations, other organizations that are in the same space, try to learn as much as we can, and also dabble into assessments, primarily FLN assessments. That's a really key element that is going to affect other departments at Lead for Ghana currently, because we're also looking to create an AI platform, and for that to happen, we need loads and loads and loads of assessments. So there's going to be a lot of collaborations. There's going to be a lot of program work when it comes to FLN assessments, and we're looking forward to how things turn out in 2026?
At Lead for Ghana, we believe that one day every child should have access to an excellent education. And with the executive leadership offerings and programs, we make sure that leadership is happening at all levels, not just in the public space, but also with the corporates and the institutions that shape the Ghana we all want and need. If you are looking to amp up your leadership development, don't look any further. Join us at Lead for Africa & Company.
Looking ahead in 2026, my focus is on helping Lead for Ghana become more financially stable and better prepared for the future. This means building a strong buffer of flexible funding, planning more carefully for funding risk, and improving how we manage contracts and grants so we clearly understand our financial commitment from the start. On the administrative side, I want to simplify systems, make roles and approval processes clearer, and improve financial reporting so leadership can make quicker and better informed decisions. Overall, the goal is to have finance and administration that not only protect the organization, but also support growth when new opportunities come.
As a group, we are all approaching 2026 from a place of optimism and a place of excitement. We've learned a lot over the years, and I think 2026 probably would mark the beginning of a new chapter in the life of Lead for Ghana based on the lessons that we've learned over the past years. My hope for Lead for Ghana for 2026 is to become one of the leading and most influential voices when it comes to educational reform in the country, as well as when it comes to youth leadership development, youth employment, and everything that has to do with young people in the country. Because we believe that when young people rise, countries move forward. So we want to make sure that we are providing the right environment and the right opportunities for young people to be able to thrive. Our goal is also to help the government strengthen its data collection and data analysis systems so that the policies they are making are not arbitrary, but it's policies that are rooted in data. I personally believe that if the data we collect, if 60% of that data is correct, it's better than not collecting data at all. So data. That's the thing I would say. We also want to be a huge voice when it comes to artificial intelligence, as it's applied to the educational sector, but as it's also applied to the enterprise sector. So we want to be a strong voice in, training models that would help students, that will help teachers, but also training models that would help corporations across the country as well. So 2026 looks, quite exciting, and we're looking forward to it.